Not even a man. So when we're going into those spaces, we need to look at sustainability, which is why I fell in love with my product. Because if you meet me today and I give you my product, you have that product for 5 years. So even when I'm not there anymore, you still got the sense of hope, you know? You've still got the sense of hope because it's a practical thing. It's with you every day. So every month when you menstruate, you're saying, this is my hope. I'm going to stay in school. I'm going to go to school.
Does that sound good?
Yeah.
I have to ask. Alright, my name is Sefikile Sikalele Igama LB, and I'm here with Hlubikazi. Almost said the other side. How are you?
I'm good, thanks, Njani.
I know, relax. Usekaya. You know, got you talking.
No, I'm, like I said, I don't know which angles to work with. I don't know if I should be looking straight into the camera or potential.
Cameraman. Good side, bad side.
No, it's fine. I'm okay. I'm good. Yeah.
Good. Okay, cool. If it comes out bad, it's not me.
Okay.
I try.
Okay.
I try.
No, I won't blame you.
I trust my boy.
Is it looking good?
Yeah. Okay. Shout out to you, my guy. You're getting a promotion. I wish.
Ooh, P.
Yo, I can feel it. Alright, let's get into it. Let's not waste time. Who is Hlubikazi? You want me to say the same?
You don't have to. I'm an exercise science specialist by profession. I'm a period poverty activist. Yeah, ne?
Okay.
I'm a period poverty activist. I also run a foundation called Akuma, where we're trying to eradicate period poverty. That's where my main focus is right now. So I am practicing as an exercise scientist, but my main passion and drive is to get my foundation off the ground.
Sebenza girl.
Yeah, boy. Go with the money.
Speaking of Sebenza girl, I don't see those t-shirts.
Which one?
Are the girls rich now?
No, the girls aren't rich. You are not dead. Why must we Sebenza?
Wow.
Not literally. Not me. No, I've never had that skipper.
This is my first time seeing you after so many years.
I'm going to need to burn it, Google. Now that I've made a public statement about Dinas.
Wow, man.
Yeah.
Okay, where were you born and bred?
I was actually born in Episho.
You know, you're the third person I've interviewed from Ematatiela.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
And please tell everybody how good my dad is.
My dad is perfect.
They're always dragging me like,
why are they dragging you?
Been to my dad.
Yes, but why are they dragging? People think when you come from a small town, like small towns aren't, there's nothing to offer. But small, I see Apple, but small towns are wholesome. That's one thing. True. Small towns are wholesome. I was born at Bisho. Oh. And then we moved to Ematatila. My mom is from King Williamstown. My mom is Bisho. And then, so I was born there, and then we moved to Ematatila later, where my dad is from. No, she's old now. She's tired. She's tired now. It's not the same.
She used to be my teacher, though.
What?
Yes.
How old are you?
Shut up. See why I'm going to fire him?
Yeah.
You're revealing things. I'm going to cut that part out, man. Please do. So how was it like growing up in Ematatila?
I don't know. I would say relatively normal. The only I felt maybe felt special because we had snow every year. I'd say it was okay. I come from like quite a big family. I've got 4 older siblings.
I only know 2.
Yeah, I've got 4 older siblings. I'm the 5th child out of 7. Yeah, my dad had 4 older kids. Cause my mom and my mom is my dad's second wife. So my dad had older kids before. So I had 4 older siblings, but even though we didn't all live under the same roof, but holidays, school holidays, Vestibana, Mikiti, all of that. And like I said, Matat, small town, very wholesome. Everyone knows each other. That's the only downside. You can't do anything there. You can't fart, your neighbor will smell it. You just can't get away with anything. So growing up in a small town is pretty, like I said, it's wholesome. We were shielded from a lot. It was also relatively safe. Like Imatatela was so safe. Like you could be playing exactly. Like I'm saying, like kids now are probably having like a completely. But it's like with any other town or city, it grows and it evolves. Tina, go 7 o'clock, you could still be walking barefoot. Mazane can walk 10 minutes home, and
now you can't do that shit.
Now you can't do that. It's absolutely not the same.
Funny enough, when my mom, every time I'm at home and they're poor, hey, how say if you have good morning? It's only 6 o'clock.
Yes, and also now you're a grown ass man. Like you live in Joburg, you're independent, but got 12 No, that's very true. Because my sister is like 11 years younger than me, and I mean we used to walk to school. She never did. You know, she never did. Like she's always been by transport and all that stuff because, dude, we used to walk to school, but also we used to walk as like a whole group. Like yes, there were 6 of us walking to school together. Where it was completely different. Mama transport, it's not the same.
But I don't know why she's complaining. What we used to walk to school. I used to walk to Ekhaya.
I used to walk. Okay, to be fair,
please.
30, 40 minutes versus my 5 minutes is not the same. I get that. That's true.
I feel hurt right now.
You all used to go through town. Yeah. But then that was like also normal as well. Nani bang happy that used to walk usive wayifunda. Oh, okay, shame. Sorry. My cousin usive, she used to walk as well. I've got 2 cousins that used to go to Kanyale and they used to walk and they were girls.
Because your mom was...
No, but they bafunde pie no mama sake teach.
Oh.
Yes, it was much later. Yeah.
No.
Yeah, go.
Yeah, hey, she would say that.
It sounds like her.
Okay, cool. What were your interests while growing up in Matatiele?
I played a lot of sports. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think I was
We went to King Edward.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I played a lot of sports.
Come out to Shellering, junior secondary school.
King Edward. JSS and high school. JSS and high school. Not the same.
JSS.
And you know what's funny is that now that shit doesn't matter. Like no one cares now.
Yes.
Those things don't matter at all. Don't care at them.
Yeah.
So I think most of our interests. I had a lot of friends, but I think I was never around enough because, like I said, I was in sports all the time. And I think before grade 7, I played like
hockey. For sure.
Yes, hockey, obviously. Cricket.
Yeah.
I think like grade 3, you start with like cricket and hockey and all that stuff. And then the reason why I left King Edward actually was because I got my national colours when I was 15. And then...
We don't know what that shit means at junior secondary school.
Junior secondary. Then that's how I left Imatatiela. But yeah, it was pretty much...
And why are you
That Girls High. I went to Peter Marisburg Girls High.
Okay.
Yeah, because I had to be closer. Because remember that when in a national setup, you need to be closer to everyone. Like you're training every weekend. So Mnabazali Mam were those parents that would drive from Imatatiela. One of them would have to take a Friday off or have half day, then drive me up to Maritzburg. I would train.
Parents.
My parents were really supportive.
Wow.
And you know what's funny is back then I used to think it was so normal. Like I thought like, okay, this is normal. And then when you grow up, you have people that are like, oh, my parents cut that shit out early. My parents were like, cut. What is the sport thing gonna do for you? And my parents were literally those parents that would drive 3 hours to Maritzburg.
Wow.
I would train for 2 hours. I'd get into car, I'd sleep, and my parents would like drive me back. You know what I'm saying? So my parents were extremely supportive. I was so lucky.
School fees set.
Yeah, school fees.
School fees set.
petrol.
Okay, cool. Let's talk about Amandla Akuma. Akuma Amandla.
Akuma, apparently. I'll tell you the story behind the name.
Please do.
Okay, so when I first came up with the idea, Akuma Amandla, long story short, I wanted to actually bring some form of education and knowledge about tertiary institutions to rural areas. So if you're a child like myself and yourself, where you come from Matatiela, we had limited information. Like, I didn't know what a faculty was. And I didn't know under humanities and this faculty, there's different departments and all that stuff. And, you don't know about your choices. I didn't know that I could have actually done a diploma. Yes, APS points. I didn't know that, like I look back now, I have 2 diplomas. That's what I should have done after matric. I should have done a diploma and then pursued a degree, because academically, I wasn't strong enough to balance academics and sports. So I should have started with something a little bit easier, get a qualification, instead of, because I had a wasted 3 years where I dropped out of varsity.
3 years younger?
Yeah, I dropped out in my 3rd year because I could see Uti, I know. Ziyakhala manje. Bese zinkhalela, and I had to make a decision. And fortunately enough, I had the foresight to say, okay, let me drop out now and then go start a diploma. And then that's how I was able to get the qualifications I have. So I'm thinking, if you're a real child like myself that didn't have this information, how many years do you have wasted before then? But if you know this information from grade 10, if you're looking at your APS points in grade 10 and you're doing all this kind, you're like, I'm fit. You know, by the time you get to matric, you're already comfortable with the choices that you have. You already know, which actually, you know what, I'm going to go study a diploma. Oh yes, actually, I can pursue a certain degree. I don't need to take maths and get 4 points. I can take maths lit and get 8 points and then qualify for the degree that I want because it doesn't require maths. Yeah, understand that? Do you get?
Why was it a thing to have maths as a thing, as a pure maths as a thing?
Bro, and then people come there with 3 points, 4 points, 2 points, maths, 30%. And then you can't get into any qualification because, you know, your points are low. So the idea behind, at first I'd called it Amandla, and then I thought it just sounds too political. Okay. And then, so the idea was to bring that information.
Amandla.
Oh, fuck off. It was Amandla, and then I was invited to an event where they were distributing these menstrual cups for kids, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. And I didn't know that kids were girl children were missing out on school because of their periods. You know, they can't afford menstrual products, so they use stuff like plastic, cow dung, socks. So they dry up the cow dung, they put it in the sock, and then they use that to absorb the blood while they're on their periods. So most kids in dire situations by grade 9, they're already considering dropping out of school because this is a monthly problem. You know, you're menstruating every month and you're missing school. You're missing 1 week of school every month. How much time is that over a year, over 2 years? Do you know what I'm saying? So they get discouraged. And then I was like, okay, this is awesome. I'm going to pair up the education with the product that will actually keep the girl child in school. And then when I made the cup, then I just ran away with it, you know, and then I just sort of moved away from that idea. And then I just changed it to Akuma Amandla because I also wanted something that was very like translatable, you know. Amandla, the full translation is Akuma Amandla ukutshintsha impilo yam.
No, that's powerful.
Yeah, so if you go to Venda and you translate that same sentence into Venda, I feel like it'll resonate with you. If you hear that in your grade 8 year, I think it's something that will stay with you.
Venda.
Yeah.
Wow, that's powerful. Damn it. Kanti sithi umntana uhlele egoli nje
uyagroova. We slay queen ulapha. I am, yeah. And I think like before then we were doing like pad drives and you give a child supply for like 3 months. So in 3 months time the child is back. It's like doing a soup kitchen. You can feed me today, but then tomorrow I still won't have a meal, or next week I won't have a meal. So we're giving them supply for 3 months, you're giving them pads for 3 months, that's great. But she's menstruating 12 months out of the year, not 3 months.
So Amandla, did you consider home?
100%. So right now we're in in this phase here where things are starting to take off. We just had our packaging done. The product is there. I actually need to go pick up the rest of the stuff that's printed. Now we're working on funding so we can actually distribute the product. And what's great is that our product lasts 5 years. So when a child receives a donation...
Is it reusable? Or?
Yes, it's reusable.
Wow.
So when they receive the product, they can use it for 5 years. So if you get it in grade 8, you will have that product until matric. And if you take care of it really well, it can last you for more than 5 years.
Do you guys also teach them how to keep
it
and all that?
Yeah. So we do like a whole... So when we go and distribute, we do a whole education process. We're there for like 3-4 hours. We spend time with the kids, we teach them, we educate them on their bodies, menstruation, how to calculate your menstrual cycle, how does your body work. A lot of girls or women don't even know how their bodies work. 100%. So when we go there, we're like, we're not your mom, we're not your dad, we're not your teachers. We're like, you're talking to your big sister, you can ask anything. Because those kids are curious, you know, at that age, they want to know and they want to explore their options, you know.
I always ask myself, how am I going to tell my daughter about my period?
Just like you would with anything else. I think as soon as you make it like, because when we get there, we make it like you're talking about poop. Like everyone poops, right?
Yeah.
And everyone pees, you know?
Okay, yeah,
You know when you're teaching your son not to pee on the toilet seat, you're not like, okay, like, oh, don't look at my son's penis. As soon as you make it like a little bit like taboo, then it's obviously a taboo subject. But if you approach your daughter maturely and honestly and openly, then she won't feel like she has to be awkward about it. But if you don't address it, she'll never come to you and be like, Dad, I started my period, or...
But not we were never taught.
100%. That's why we put emphasis on education. We put so much... And where I used to volunteer before, they never used to exclude boys.
Oh.
So they would invite boys to the workshops, you know, because you'd go to a school and you're saying, okay, we're coming to make this donation. And then go to our boys and you know, these are future boyfriends, husbands, fathers, you know what I'm saying? Leaders, blessers, future leaders. Not my son though, it's like later when I'll have you bless her up.
Yeah,
So,
man.
yeah.
No, that's quite powerful, eh? Ernesto, do you have any question?
How does one become a... Did you say... You said you're a scientist, physical...
Exercise scientist. Yeah.
How does one...
Okay, so we study like the basic personal training. Okay. So we studied the basic personal training.
First?
I studied at ETA College.
Okay.
Yeah. So first year, you do your basic personal training course. There's people that then graduate after first year. Then in our second year, we split, right? Exercise science specialist, where we specialize with elderly, pregnant women and children. And then the other group does sports conditioning. So they do basic conditioning for any sports, rugby, soccer, swimming, all that stuff, depending. What I did in my second year, I did both diplomas in 1 year. So after my second year, I did both diplomas in 1 year. Okay. So then I qualified both as a sports, as an exercise specialist and as a sports conditioning trainer. Yes, yeah. So that's why I'm an exercise science specialist.
So usebenza?
Before COVID hit, COVID.
Yeah.
I actually resigned from my old job, but I used to work at a high performance center. It was called Varsity International Sports Institute.
That's so...
Yeah.
Well, I won't say it. Yeah.
So we were recruited as a group of trainers for different specialist areas. That's why it's a science, you know, because none of us, out of the 7 of us, maybe there was overlaps here and there, but we all had our special fields. So we had special rugby conditioning coaches. We had body physique, the one like bodybuilding. We had body physique. We had child development specialists. We had weight loss specialists. I did elderly and children. Yeah, I worked with elderly and children, and then I did endurance athletes. So I did cyclists, runners. I had a soccer player. So we all have different portfolios. So when a client walks into the door, they don't just go to anyone. You can't just be like, oh, that guy looks cool. I want to train with him. It depends. We fed the client's needs. So when you're a specialist, you cater to the client's needs. Like, you know, I have a pregnant client right now.
Yeah.
So basically, not just anyone can train
I wouldn't even know where to start.
Yeah, a pregnant woman. So even if you're a fitness trainer, you're actually not supposed to train a pregnant woman because it's a delicate situation. If she I needed a doctor's clearance from her. So she goes to the doctor, her doctor gives her clearance, and then my professional insurance covers me. If she calls me and says I had a miscarriage and that miscarriage is being investigated, then I could come under fire. But I can then say, I've got the doctor's note, the gynecologist said she's fit to train, and then my insurance will say she's legally covered should this matter go to court. If she says, yeah, when we're training, you trained me too hard, and then 24 hours later or a few hours later I had a miscarriage, then I have that legal cover. Unlike if you don't have that legal cover, that's your career gone.
Shit.
So it's like a license that you have?
Yes. So like I said, my qualification is basically my license, but we also registered under REPSA. Yes, we have a body that represents us, and then we pay them, I think it's like 1,000 Rand a year, and then you're covered legally as well. So anything that should happen, REPSA will say she's got legal protection, she's got a body that's behind her, she does have the relevant qualifications. So you're sort of protecting yourself in that sense. Yeah.
Hi, Sebenza. Sebenza.
Yeah.
Have you ever thought of going to work for a specific gym, or does an exercise specialist is an exercise specialist not limited to a gym.
No, we're not limited to a gym. Fortunately for us, because we are we're quite vast in our knowledge, we can actually do so much more than just working in a gym. I did work in a gym once, worst experience of my life. I worked at a virtual active. It's just not a stimulating environment for me. It's just not a stimulating environment. It's not challenging. It's fun to work with people. I really love working with people, but it wasn't a stimulating enough environment for me. So fortunately for us, if you do have the money and the know-how, you can open a specialized studio. I think maybe in the next 8 years, I would love to open a studio where I work with elderly people.
Here or back home?
Here. We all know. That's where the danger is. Home is where the danger is. No, unfortunately,
damn it.
This is why they call it the city of gold, guys.
Is the gold though?
It depends on how smart you're working. The gold is here. The gold is definitely here.
Okay. Give us the GPS, go. Say phone. Okay, I want to test this closer sakho.
Yes.
Quick game. I want to test this closer sakho. I want to see ukuthi untswembu kangakanani. Right? How many do we have here? I think we have 4. So I'm going to give you a term or phrase and then you tell me what it means.
Okay.
Already.
No, but do I have a choice?
And now. Okay. Intonga enhla igawula ezizweni. Sure you know that one.
Actually, I have an idea of what it means. Doesn't it mean intonga enhla igawula ezizweni? It means that you have to explore the world to discover the beauty of the world. Okanye
right.
Yeah.
Rightish.
Rightish. What does it mean? Where patata?
Okay, let me give you an example. Your man, where's he from?
He's from Limpopo.
Where you from?
Oh, I'm from Ematatiela.
You get it, right?
Yes, I do.
Danko. Actually, now my clothes is not good, but I'll try to read this, yeah?
Okay.
Akulahlwa mbeleko ngakufelwa.
Ngokufela?
Ngakufelwa. Yeah, it doesn't sound right, but yeah.
Akulahlwa mbeleko.
Yeah, ngakufelwa.
Akulahlwa mbeleko ngokufelwa okanye ngakufelwa. I don't know what that means. I know imbeleko goes your umbilical.
Give up.
You can't give up. Oh, okay. Because I know imbeleko goes like your umbilical cord, so it's. I was like, I thought
imbeleko is not giving birth.
Imbeleko.
Oh no, I'm lying.
Imbeleko is your umbilical cord, the one that they cut off and they bury there in the kraal.
And kumbuli katu ya mfrende uzuma.
That's
why
yeah. There's nothing calling you back home.
Cabanga. Okay, cool. Imbila yaswela umsila ngokuyaleza. You know this one.
Ngeke. Imbila yathini?
Yaswela umsila ngokulayeza.
Imbila like as in milli meal. Imbila or corn.
Sizani bo.
Is it corn? What is it?
Okay, I don't know.
Okay.
Remember, I'm not closer.
I know, but I mean, this is terrible. Yeah. What is
Imbila? It's like if you want things done, do it yourself. You can't be sending somebody.
Oh, okay. If you want things done correctly, do them yourself.
Exactly.
Imbila ithini?
Imbila yaswela umsila ngokuyaleza.
Oh yeah, it's like. Oh yes, because the
ukuyaleza ndithi
ukuthumela.
Yeah, ukuthumela.
It's almost like saying you the tail can't tell the head what to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, you can't send a message back. In reverse.
In the comments, please. Nginana apho. Yo, this is difficult. Okay. Incuka eyambethe ufefe lwegusha.
Oh, now that one I know. It's a wolf in a sheep's skin.
10 out of 10. What does that mean?
Out of the 4 the other 3 were complete disasters. How what was the point of that game? Just to test my closer.
Yeah, that's it.
But you know what? I think I'm sitting on like a 1 out of 4.
What does that mean? At least you know something.
Yeah.
You're about to say something?
No, I was going to say, we didn't do closer esikolweni.
But fact is
and my mama, that's her main field.
Is it?
Yeah, seven is close.
Wow.
Yeah.
Do you know how to count the close?
I can count to 5 and closer. What?
Okay, no, that's all good. That's good. Let's continue.
Yeah.
How's your mental health?
Oh, I think my mental health is pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
I'm very stressed at the moment. Yeah, goa. But like
Hey, so that's goa.
but adulting does that to you.
True.
I think my mental health is fairly
Adulting is a
good.
scam, though.
Fuck, Bryce, I see happy. I've never been someone that struggled with my mental health.
Yeah.
Fortunately, I think for me personally, my advantage might be that like my emotions aren't easily provoked. So if you're not a very emotional person, I think your mental health goes along with it.
Yeah.
But I will say like the journey of entrepreneurship, social entrepreneurship has probably been the most challenging on my mental health because, you're doing things yourself and everything relies on you. The pressure's on you. It's not like you can call someone else and be like, yeah, banbani, like we need to do this, or we need to get this together. Everything falls on your shoulders. So when you don't find solutions, like now, there's one thing I've been struggling with and it's really taking a toll. Like it's giving me sleepless nights.
What's that?
I'm trying to get my Section 18A for my foundation.
Okay. I don't even know what that is.
It's a text exempt, so when businesses make donations, SARS gives them a pardon. And it's because NPOs are helping the community and the nation at large. So when private businesses donate, they get a tax exempt certificate. Like SARS will say, okay, we will pardon you 15%, 10%, 2% because you've given to charity.
Next thing might be Dr. Malinga. Yeah.
Hey, when?
Yeah, yay! They took my chair. They took my bed.
Are you serious?
He was crying. No. On McG, he was crying.
They took everything.
They took everything.
Why?
Who called it to SARS?
Fuck. Yeah, no, SARS don't play there. And guys, with our messy government, SARS is a well-oiled machine, hey?
Kodwa ngeke. Sebenza umuntu uzothatha nje 15% yonke.
But then this was also spoken about with artists and stuff. Get your shit together. Even with me, when my foundation starts to make enough money, I'm going to come in as an employee. Don't come in as a Mr. CEO, what?
Director.
You direct on paper, but you must be employed by... So that way... Company does its own taxes, I pay my taxes. You understand? Yes, that's how you stay out of trouble. It's because even in our business, as a personal trainer, the money's going into your personal account. So you open a business account, and then even though you're doing the work yourself physically, then the business pays you. Then when you do your business taxes, it falls one side. And then, because now if the business is making, let's say 60K a month, you pay yourself 15K, the others, it's all business account, but bhatalwa business. Singabhatalwa nguwe. When usikholele 15,000 rand yakho usihluphe.
Ernest, are you learning?
I'm understanding.
Oh shit! I'm understanding.
Wow. But how do you keep saying though?
A lot of positive self-talk. I think that's been the biggest game changer, I think, for me for the last maybe 2 years. I would say 2-3 years. Positive self-talk.
Wow, that's good.
Yeah, positive self-talk.
Every day in the morning, in the mirror.
In the mirror, yeah. I look at myself in the mirror and say, shit, bitch, you got it going on. I'm kidding. Like, I always remind myself that I'll never forget. There's 2 things. I was last year at this time, I was in the pits. I was unemployed. I was basically homeless.
Wow.
I didn't have a job.
Nothing. Bro,
I was nearly that friend. I was this close to couch surfing. There's only 2 things that kept me going. The thought that things could be so much worse. Because I have options. I can go home. I can live with my sister. Things could be so much worse. And number 2, no one gives a shit.
This is Joburg.
No one gives a fuck. Just work.
True.
Just keep working. And then within a year's time, I can't believe the progress that I've made. So every time I'll just wake up and be like, fuck, I'm waking up with a roof over my head. I had something to eat yesterday. I've got options. You go to meetings. People will be like, let's meet at a coffee shop. Bitch, and now 20 rand, you're taking off. But I would go to those meetings so I think positive self-talk, and then you always just need that reminder. Things could be just so much worse and they're not. Work with what you have.
So phone and you can
give me another 18 months. Then I'll be 6 months again.
Okay, cool. Let me challenge you once more. Advertise your business.
Advertise my business.
Yes. Go.
Easy game. Akuma Amandla is a foundation that seeks to eradicate period poverty. So through our foundation, we make donations to the very vulnerable in our societies, which is kids. We're looking to keep them in school for 5 years with our product. It is hypoallergenic, it's safe, it's made out of medically graded silicone, and you only need about half a cup of water to sanitize it. So even in areas where there's no water, you need just this much boiled water to sanitize it. It's also cost effective. It is hypoallergenic, like I said, so we're also eliminating a lot of infections.
Wow.
Because other products like tampons and pads can cause rashes and...
You were right. I've read something like
yes,
that. Yes,
rashes, infections. So, and we've got kids as young as 9 years old using our product. So, so the question of virginity and is it safe for kids? It's 100% safe for kids. We do the education process. So when you're a recipient of the product, you'll get full education on all menstrual products, not just the cup. We teach on pads, we teach on the environment, and we teach on the cost effects of using reusable menstrual products.
This needs to go to Matat, man.
It's gonna go to Matat. I've been in chats with Amanda Mafana Nonzwagi. You know, she's been entering Mrs. South Africa. You don't know her. She's top 5 Mrs. South Africa, somewhere there.
I'm talking from where?
Ntswagi Kortias.
Nope.
Almost.
Does she know me?
Does she know? We've been in talks where we are preparing to hopefully at some point go to Matatila, because she does also a lot of drives back home. So she just said, the pads thing is a little bit like tedious. So she wanted something that would last long. But so, like I said, we've just got everything together. So we're definitely going to take it home. Definitely.
I'll bring my boy down. We're going to shoot, you know.
Okay, cool. No, I will.
Okay, cool. Okay. Please, don't take this the wrong way. We ask this question all the time.
Okay.
Can you cook, and what's your favorite meal? This is the kitchen podcast after all.
I can cook, but it is not my strong point. My favorite meal will have to be, it has to be ulusu. I love muhodu.
What?
Ulusu is like top one. And then there is like Western food like seafood. Seafood boil and like sushi. But I will definitely say ulusu is my...
Number one.
Yes.
Okay. No, I was expecting to see...
Yeah. I'm a black African girl right now, too.
But you can take me out of the ghetto, but you can't take the ghetto out of me. Now, shout outs, man. Yeah. What advice would you give to anybody who wants to get into, who wants to start a foundation, who wants to get into, what do you do, Mariana? Exercise science. Yay!
Exercise science.
Apologies.
Yeah. Okay. With exercise science, there's multitudes of ways of going into it. So if you're going to go into fitness, find what you're passionate about. Are you passionate about weight loss? Are you passionate about health in general?
For the muscles.
Yeah, for the muscles. Because working with people is exhausting. Working with people is emotionally taxing. Yeah. So if you're not doing what you love every day, all the time,
also give up.
Easy. I've come out of certain areas, like I can't do weight loss. The clients are too needy and emotionally draining. Like I can't handle that. So I already know that forte is not for me. Sharp. And then so I'd say find your niche, find your passion. What are you passionate about? Once you find your niche, also it's so easy to grow your company because people know that you specialize in weight loss. People know that you specialize in bulking up. So specialist areas are number one. And then if you want to go into the foundation space, I would say go into a sustainable environment. I don't think it's enough that we say we're helping people, but we're just, I've encountered a lot of other people that have NPOs and they give speeches or they like beauty pageant queens. And I've got nothing against them. I think people relate to different people, but you've also got to think about the recipient of your work. So if you're going to give a speech at a school, okay, you go there, you look great, you look amazing, you've got makeup on, and you give this great speech, and then that child goes back to the same situation they were in within a matter of hours, not even a minute. So when we're going into those spaces, we need to look at sustainability, which is why I fell in love with my product. Because if you meet me today and I give you my product, you have that product for 5 years. So even when I'm not there anymore, you still got this sense of hope, You've still got the sense of hope because it's a practical thing. It's with you every day. So every month when you menstruate, you're saying, this is my hope. I'm going to stay in school. I'm going to go to school. Just a short story. where I used to volunteer before I used to do the interviews, right? And I interviewed a girl who received her cup when she was in grade 9, right? And she's like lovely and bubbly. And when I was interviewing her, she was in her second year of law at Wits, still using the product she received in grade 9. She's still using that same cup. It's like, what, 7 years later?
This is a promo, though. Please, this is a promo.
Do you get?
Yeah, I get you, yeah.
So think about it. She probably hasn't seen those people again in that 7 years, but that sense of hope, but she still has the product. So if you're going to go into an NPO space, it must be sustainable and your impact must be vast.
Hey, Sebenza girl indeed. Sebenza girl. So where can people catch you? Social media details.
Social media details. I'm Hlubikazi Njobani on social media, Facebook and Instagram. And then Amandla Agum is both on Facebook, Instagram. And if you go on any of my personal pages, you will be able to find a link to my business pages, which is Akuma Amandla.
The power of social media.
The power of social media, just a click of a button.
Yeah, now. Right, thank you very much. Even though State Itlasha Lako.
No.
You're still going.
Oh, of course. How are throws are open, guys. What's happening?
Oh, shit.
Are you guys doing another thing after this?
No. Okay. We're going home. We're going home. Right, thank you very much.
Thank you. Yes, please. Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
we are welcome. Sekaya after all.
Yeah, all the
Yeah,
time.
man.
Next time I'll be a better host. I'll have drinks.
Nah, don't worry. We've got the content. We're happy.
Okay.
Yeah, man.
I heard my niggas be proud of me. Look at I'm reppin' my city so wavy, ain't nobody stopping me. Yeah. I'm giving no one apologies. I'm up with the squad, can't handle the sauce. I'm tryna make me some rands. Look at my leg.